Hello everyone, welcome back to Just Invest Today. In today's video, we're talking about the super investors' new buys. What stocks did they buy in Q4 2022? We know 13F filings just came out and it was amazing. A lot of buys, a lot of sells. We're gonna get into it because we gotta look at the best investors and look what they're doing. We have Warren Buffett to look at. We have Mohnish Pabrai. We got Lee Lu. We got Michael Burry. It's so important to look at these 13F filings, get new ideas, not copy, but look at them and see if you like their investments and do more digging. That's how you become successful in investing. You look at what other people are doing because it went through their filters. So we're going to go through these stocks, their buys, their sells, see if there's anything interesting to buy. And tell me if you're buying any of these stocks. I've been buying 2 new stocks. I might do a video on them next week. We'll see. And I'm going to reveal that later on in the video. But before we get into the video, like and subscribe to my channel. You know we have to start with the Godfather, Warren Buffett. It wouldn't be a 13F filings reveal if we did not start with Warren Buffett. It's always amazing what he does. So he bought more Apple, which is kind of surprising. Reduced Chevron by 1%, reduced Activision Blizzard by 12%. Guys, are you buying Activision Blizzard? I think Activision Blizzard is like a perfect arbitrage play. You can get a quick 15 to 20% if this deal goes forward with Activision Blizzard because they're supposed to be bought out around $90 from Microsoft, so them reducing it might be kind of shady. Maybe they know something that we don't know right now. So they reduced Kroger, they added Paramount. Someone at Berkshire is adding Paramount like crazy, maybe Ted or Todd, but they have an eye on Paramount because they own like 15% of like the total company now. So they're seeing stuff in this business, opens your eyes to Paramount and what they've been doing. So that's like the big buy for me, but they've been reducing more, reducing Bank of New York, Ally Financial, Taiwan Semiconductor, 86%. That actually crashed the stock price like 5 to 6%. People were just like, what? It just came off the heels of Charlie Munger's new Daily Journal meeting when he's talking about TSM and how all that new capital that they make, they got to put it back into the business. So it's kind of capital intensive. So that was the big shocker. He pretty much got out of US Bank Corp as well, 91% reduction. So man, he's making a lot of sells. So is he bearish on the market? Who knows? But he is buying Paramount and Apple. Next person, Lee Lu. He upped his position 168% in Google. So Google is one of those companies that we know has a dominant moat, but we had this big issue with ChatGPT coming out and pretty much having people questioning the moat. But I guess Lee Lu thinks different, or maybe this ChatGPT came out before Lee Lu was buying, who knows? But he has a strong portfolio. Like he has Micron, Bank of America, Berkshire, Google, Apple. He owns a lot of Chinese companies. This 11% part of his portfolio is probably more like 4 or 3. So keep that in mind. And you're going to add that on top of Google. So it's probably 10% overall, or maybe a little bit less. This is a pretty solid conservative profile. Like you have Apple, you have Google, you have Berkshire, you have Bank of America, and you have Micron. Micron being 29% is kind of wary because we know Micron is going through a down cycle. They're capital intensive, but the business overall is strong in my opinion because for the next 5 to 10 years, people are going to use more memory chips. Like that's inevitable. That's going to happen. You have Michael Burry, man. And Michael Burry always kind of surprises us. He dropped a bombshell with buying JD.com, buying Baba. Holy 9% here. He also bought Black Knight, 19% part of its portfolio. This is like an analytical, helps you with mortgage lending. So that's an interesting company. He also bought Coherent. It's an American company that provides like optical materials for semiconductors and just like other instruments. So that's an interesting company. He bought MGM Resorts International. I think this is going to make a big move because it's a resort company and we know people are traveling like crazy. Reduced care rate and Geo. Michael Burry was so adamant about Geo and this prison company. He just kept buying more into it. So he's reducing that and he's reducing cure rate. So overall, his portfolio is pretty interesting. I wonder if he's going to hold JD.com and Alibaba for like more than just 1 quarter. That would be a shock if he does, but it'd be interesting if he does. David Tepper. So David Tepper, crazy portfolio. I like it. Really good investor. Dropped his Constellation Energy by 8%. Added Amazon. Is Amazon a buy at this price? Who knows? I kind of like Amazon. I think Amazon still has a bright future because their cloud's still growing. Their 3PL business is still growing. They just have a lot of like maneuvering to pull, and they have a lot of levers to pull. So Amazon's always going to be an interesting company to buy. He reduced Macy's, he has Energy Transfer, reduced Meta by 34%. So a lot of people were actually buying Meta. So this is kind of surprising, reducing 34%. Maybe he doesn't like where the management's going. We know that Zuck is more on the efficiency side. Maybe he just got out because it had a huge run. So he's like, damn, yes, I can kind of recover my position. Who knows what he's doing? Salesforce is always an interesting company to look at. I never can really get into it because I don't know exactly what they, like I know what they do, but it's all about sales. Software as a service business. They do a lot of customer management. It helps you with like relationships and stuff like that. I'm not really into it, so I never really can get into Salesforce, even though I understand that their revenue is growing, they have good net income, all that's growing. Uber and Disney. Who thinks Disney is a buy at this point? Because a lot of people are talking about Disney, their old CEO came back, and now they're thinking about changing things. They might sell Hulu, they might do dividends. So there's a lot happening with Walt Disney at the moment. I'm not a fan of Disney because I don't know what are the growth levers to pull. Like, where is this growth coming from for Disney? Because they're kind of not a dying business, but they're kind of on the not so much growth at this point. They're more of like a steady company. Who knows where this business goes? David Tepper also bought Alibaba, so that's a good positive sign for Alibaba shareholders. See what happens with Alibaba. Earnings coming very soon. I'm excited for that. That's going to change a lot for Alibaba. Then we got Mohnish Pabrai adding Micron. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm surprised he's adding to Micron here. Brookfield Corp. So he bought Brookfield Corp and BAM last quarters, but I think this is the split. I'm not sure if he actually bought more shares, but even if he did, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think this is because they actually kind of separated, they split up. So I think this is what we're seeing. This is why there's such a huge add, 295% and a new buy, which is not really a new buy. So Mohnish Pabrai kind of keeping it subtle, probably added to BAM, but not too much. And Micron, he added 2%. I'm not sure what that's about, but you know, Mohnish Pabrai is super bullish on Micron, so I wouldn't be surprised if he added more there. Then we got Seth Klarman, man. Seth Klarman is the GOAT. He reduced Liberty Global, Sirius. He added Google, 190%, 6% of his portfolio. Warner Brothers Discovery, and this is an interesting buy, man. Warner Brothers Discovery, they have a lot of content coming out the pipeline. A lot of people think it's very, very undervalued, so that's an interesting thing. He bought Meta. You know, I'm a bull on Meta. I think Zuck is going into the right direction now with a lot of talk about efficiency. Who knows how that plays out because he's still doing a lot of metaverse kind of investments, but I still believe in the platform. I still believe in the moat. Everyone uses Instagram and WhatsApp. So as long as people continue to use that, even Facebook, as long as people continue to use that, I think it's a home run in my opinion. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm glad he still has Micron. He added Amazon. So Amazon's another buy you see with these super investors. So guys, I've been buying Paramount a little bit. It's only like 1%. I've been buying Paramount and I've also been buying Whitecap. Whitecap Resources is an oil company I like, and I've actually got hinted by one of my boys. So take it for what it is. But they're planning to give you back 75% of its earnings going forward. They're increasing their dividends every quarter really fast. They did a nice acquisition recently. So that's all a part of my thesis. But with oil companies, you got to be kind of cautious because wherever crude oil goes, it's going to be questionable because they're doing everything. They're going to increase their dividends. They're going to do buybacks. So they're trying to give a lot of money back to shareholders, over 75%. So man, let's see where that goes. At a pretty cheap valuation for what they're doing. So I like where that's at. So those are my two stock reviews. I might do a full video on Paramount and Whitecap Resources. I'll see what happens. But guys, please like and subscribe to my channel. Peace.